Okay, so today I'm talking about something that I think a lot of people have as a question, and I don't really have a visual for today, so I guess I'll just kind of just I don't know roam around on the wiki, but I want to talk about what makes a Battle Cats player good. Is it the knowledge that they have over the units of the game, or is it the timing that they can get with where are you at? Bahamut, like, is it the timing? Is it just overall, like, is there mechanical skill involved? Or is it the knowledge of the units of the game that makes you good? And I think it's a combination of all of them, but I think it's mostly knowledge, right? Because you can get through the game without knowing anything about timing. Like Bahamut, right? You don't actually have to time them perfectly. You can use Thunderbolt Cannon to get around that, right? Because a high enough Thunderbolt Cannon actually has a really big opening for rushers. So it's really not that hard to time. But then there's those stages that require good timing. Or do they just require good units? You know what I mean? Like most of the time, if somebody says, oh, you need to be, in order to be good at the game, you need to, not use Ubers and stuff. Is that really being good at the game, or is that just giving yourself a challenge to limit yourself from taking into consideration what the game gives you? You know what I mean? Like, if you're good at a game, you can't just say that you know, you can't just say that you're not taking the game at its fullest. Like, that's like saying, oh, I'm good at Cuphead, except I only use one weapon. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, you're only good at using that one weapon rather than good at everything in Cuphead. So it's essentially like, basically, if you're good at doing challenges and stuff in Battle Cats, you're good at challenges in Battle Cats, but are you good at Battle Cats? You know what I mean? Because whenever it comes down to it, Battle Cats is just a tower defense, right? Whatever you do that works and wins, that's succeeding. I don't know the definition of good. Like, if you're amazing, or if you're like, uh, above and beyond, then sure, challenges will kind of matter. But I don't really know. I don't know. And also, I do want to say that a lot of it comes with time. Like, the longer you play the game for, the better, quote unquote, you become. And you can say that with a lot of games, but Battle Cats especially, because it's one of those games where there's so much progression to be done, and there's so many there's so many advantages you get by progressing through the game, that it's almost like you're actually not getting any better. You're just getting farther into the game, which is allowing for you to have more success. So would that mean that time spent in the game equals skill? And I mean, I think that's part of it. Like, because you do learn more as you play the game. However, if you were just a brain dead person. Sorry, I'm taking off my hoodie right now. Trying to talk while taking off a hoodie is not the easiest thing in the world. And I have long ass hair getting in my mouth. But yeah, the game offered so much over time that you don't have to really be good at a game you don't really need to be good at the game in order to make good progression, because you kind of just have to beat stages, use what you get to beat the next one, you know? So being good at Battle Cats doesn't require you to limit yourself to no Ubers, right? Because as long as you're clearing stages, you're clearing them, right? So what does make you good at the Battle Cats? And I personally can't really answer that. Because, like, my biased opinion would say that knowledge is power in Battle Cats, because you know what units to use, you know what combos to use, you know what units do, things like that. And that especially helps in Labyrinth, because it, lets you actually manage to make use out of everything rather than just slapping a unit in and hoping it works well, which is kind of what Legend Quest does. It's also another thing is that some people, including me, can kind of look at a unit's stats and be able to tell if they're good or not just by looking at that, right? And like, I can do that, except I still don't get the full picture until I've used him. But like with Cosmo, you don't even have to use him in order to know that He's a long range, nuker with a lot of damage per hit with a really good wave and pierce and really good support, but only every now and then. And and if you look close enough at it, it's 20-second attack frequency, 10-second force swing. You can pretty much tell what his weaknesses are just by looking at that. And I mean, the speed clipping isn't really a thing there. And then you can also look, oh, this is level 60. This is not a lot of HP. You know what I mean? So like he struggles with survivability and attack animation. But he excels in damage from a far range. Like you can kind of tell, even if you don't know exactly how good a unit is or where you can use them, you can kind of tell what their pros and cons are. You can tell what their strengths and weaknesses are, which is, a valuable skill to have. But at the same time, that requires you to look up stats. That's not really part of Battle Cats. So what's in Battle Cats that can signify that you are good? Medals? Not really, because somebody can have more medals than you, even though you are probably better than them, because like medals don't really mean skill or anything. They just mean that you play the game a little more. Like Barons. Could I beat Barons? Definitely. Do I? No. So anybody that's beaten a Baron can't really say that they're better than me, unless the logic is that medals make you good. You know what I mean? So what else is there, Ryan? Uh, there's not really a lot. And then obviously Gamatoto is with time, talents, units. It's I think one of the most necessary things in order to be good at Battle Cats is being able to manage your resources. But that's just a bonus skill to have. You can still succeed in the game without having good resource management. So like, what is it? What makes you good at Battle Cats? And well, I guess that's the question that I'm asking you guys, because I really don't know. In my opinion, it's like, how much do you know about Battle Cats, and like how much can you just know off the top of your head? Can you tell what a unit does and how good they would be just off of their image? Like whenever you get them in Legend Quest, do you know what they'll do? Do you know how they function? Do you know that you can use them? You know what I mean? Like it's that sort of thing where like, and then also knowing combos without having to look them up, knowing a unit's stats without really looking them up, and like not really knowing their stats without looking them up, but more so like knowing their general value without looking up anything. And I mean, that's probably biased because I excel in being able to retain information, especially in video games, not so much in real life for some reason, but like, because yes, you can grind a lot, but does grinding to get overpowered and over prepared, does that make you good at the game? Like, no. So like that has nothing to do with it. So time consumed should not have anything to do with it. Unless you got good overtime, anything you benefit from in the game shouldn't really mean anything whenever it comes to how good are you. I'm so sorry for not having a visual. I'll probably put something up like in post or something. But like, there's a lot of different things that could mean or not. Like, there's a lot of things that could mean that you're good, but there's also a lot of things that like are arguable. So that's kind of what I'm asking you, right? Is that like, how do you tell if somebody's good at the game? Because like, look at fuck, I can't spell. If you look up like Battle Cats, I can't, dude. What the hell is my spelling? Battle Cat skill, right? If you look up Battle Cat skill, right? Never mind. Skill issue. What would it be? Like challenge, I guess. Like there's challenges, right? Can you beat Battle Cats without cats? Stupid challenge. Can you beat Battle Cats without treasures? Treasures are a part of the game. You're not any better without them. You're just wasting your time at that point, in my opinion. Beating them with one salon, that's heavily reliant on one unit. So like that's not good at the game, because the whole part of being good at the game is using your entire loadout. You know what I mean? Hardest stages most of the time require you to time, except there's also just like, there's exceptions to that, but timing is a huge part of it. So like, there's a lot of different things that could be considered like good in Battle Cats, but do people agree on any one thing? Like, is timing widely known as the thing that makes you good at Battle Cats? Or is knowledge the one thing that makes you good at Battle Cats? Like, I don't really know. And so that's kind of why I'm making this video, is to ask you guys your opinion. But, you know, yeah. By the way, I have a lot of video ideas thought up. And I think some of them are good, some of them are bad. This one was kind of like unprepared. Just because, I mean, I don't know how to prepare for it. Maybe I could have done like the meta thing where I asked YouTube and just like posted on YouTube. But I really just wanted to tell you what my opinion was. But yeah, hopefully I have better prepared videos coming up later this week. And by better prepared, I mean better ideas that I know more about. So look forward to them, I guess. I don't know. And then I'm gonna go ahead and restate this. Whenever I reach 2,000 subscribers, I'm redoing my Uber tier list, and I might include seasonals. I might include some collabs. It kind of just depends on how I'm feeling. But yeah. So if you did enjoy, please do come back for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.